All right, after our day off, we're going to kick it off with the Wizards up against the Hornets here. NBA action. This one is for Wednesday. Got the Hornets here going to be favored. We've definitely seen some movement in this game from Charlotte as high as 4.5, maybe even 5. I saw one on Offshore Book open as high as 5 in this game. And the move certainly has been on the Wizards here. It's pretty sharp, I would think, looking at it. Let me see here on this when that game really started to move because it's all Wizards at this point as far as the money is concerned. You have both teams currently coming in at a 3-3 record here, but Wizards certainly, or 3-3 against the spread. Of course, the Wizards are not winning right now; they're 1-5 straight up, while the Hornets just have 2 wins so far. But both teams are getting numbers at 3-3, so they're a little bit underrated by the public so far. These teams have combined to go 9-3 to the over so far this season. And Darren's ready. He wants to get an injury update for the game with Washington and Charlotte. Thomas is ready to go over in this one. These teams are definitely going over. Right now, Rozier is going to be out of this game still, it looks like, as the Hornets continue to deal with injuries. And that's been the thing. I think if Tony's looking for he had the Tony Tellez NBA Medical Staff of the Year award so far, may be going to the Washington Wizards. We'll have to see how he analyzes it, but they seem to be the team that isn't have maybe as affected too much here so far this season. And maybe I could just take a look at the matchup a little bit here. I know where I'm headed. I just already had Thomas going against me here. I wanted to give out the under. Yeah, it's a bad matchup. Probably spending too much time on it. These are the ones they want to, get through. But I just want to get all of your comments. I think you guys are the most important ones making the picks here. I'm going to give a pick. Certainly, you guys are on the over here, and I know these teams have been going over. I just feel like look. What are we up to now? I mean, oh, still 240.5. So these are the ones so far that I've been getting wrong, trying to hit the under on these, thinking soon it's got to turn, right? I mean, soon it's got to turn. That's what I feel like. I've got 240 points max, Ferner. I mean, if I've got 240 points max, it's an under, right? 240.5. That's fine too, Fernando, right? I'm not going to change it right now. We're just going to move on. A sharp move on the Wiz. There's just no other way to, I would think, to describe it. But, the other thing being we're maybe in a toss-up situation, and maybe maybe talk about a player like Rozier, but could be anything to that. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. I mean, keep these plays coming. And that's what the great thing about the plays in the chat that makes this show. I mean, I know we go long on these games, but to show as many opinions as we can, I think is more important than just my play. But here comes my play. Thank you, Gerardo, for the soccer. I'm going to try the under one more time. I've got, that 240 max type of thing. And no doubt, Thomas, but again, I mean, there is a time where it's got to end a little bit. I mean, I understand. I mean, look, I got one wrong the other night. What was that? Another 150-point game, whatever it was last night. Whoever scored, was it 2 nights ago? The big one, by the way, here, Celtics and Sixers tonight. We've been talking. We had 36 hours to start talking about this game with that brilliant scheduling yesterday. I don't want to criticize the team, the league. It's a noble cause, but we used to be able to multitask and go to a basketball game and vote and there's a whole principle. You guys know what's going on. Thank you, Gerardo. Appreciate it. Appreciate the soccer. It's in there. We're on basketball here. Celtics and Sixers, and this one, the big one tonight. The Celtics are now up to a 2.5 point favorite after opening about a 1 point favorite. Just pretty steady action here. Just Celtics are the best team right now in the league, especially with just a terrific offense. Look, I'm throwing that out there. I'm just talking about in overall performance in general so far. If you look statistically, um, the Celtics seem to grade out right now as the best. That doesn't mean that they're the best. I know they're maybe we some people think they're still going to be a little bit soft. Right now they're in great form, going up against the Sixers team. We know the backstory coming into this one. This is what's making this matchup so great here today. Honestly, right? The Sixers have a big shot here to win this game. I would think as an underdog tonight in the matchup. What do you guys? Sure, there's going to be plenty of comments here. Under. Maybe Doubles is going under here. Maybe Darren is going under here. And yeah, I think they're talking about this game. Yep, it's after that. So Verner may be going over there. Might be going over. Blackhall Bully here wants the Sixers. Get them at +3. And I'm showing either 2 or 2.5. You can add a little bit of points there. Look, Sixers have been, I guess, a little bit better cover even so far. But yeah, and could the Celtics be overpriced here a little bit? That might be in the eyes of the consumer, but uh, you know, certainly Philly at this point, they're both are 5-1. Philly, has made the moves to be this balanced, this better chemistry, right? Immediately. I don't know. You tell me. This now look, it's a tough matchup for Philly's best player, uh, not named Joel Embiid. Maxey will have a tough time. He's got Holiday up against him. We'll see with White. He could be probably a game time decision here, right? So, uh, Embiid will have a monster game, I would think. Porzingis, he's fun, he's good, he's a fine player. It's a great move for Boston. He's going to have his problems tonight. This is a matchup that Embiid rolls in, right? For sure, right? Look, good on Porzingis. I'm all in favor of this. This is good for Boston. And there'll be spots I'll be cheering for Porzingis. He's going to be I'm sure that Embiid is going to dominate the matchup with Porzingis tonight. Big time. So I don't know. You guys might know who I'm on. I'm giving out the total here because final. I'm giving out the under. I'm going under as my pick as I want to go with the Sixers later, but. These teams are playing to overs, no doubt about it. I think this is a big game. If you don't play defense here, maybe it'll be just such a great game with good offense too. Because here's the thing. Like I said, Celtics they're definitely top of the roost. But I don't know, where do you guys got the order right now of teams how they're playing? Boston, Denver, Philly. Could it be right now as far as how teams are playing a little bit? Yeah, I've really Philly rated as I don't know if I haven't rated that high long term this season. Maybe. But right now they're looking good. I'm going to go under though. This is a big time game, a big time matchup. There's going to be plenty of good defense out there. I would think with Holiday, Maxey's good defensive player too, right? And you can say what you want about Tatum, but Harris is going to have issues, I'm sure. So, all right, I'm taking under in the big game. That's the big game tonight. That's the big game. The Utah Jazz are taking on the Indiana Pacers. NBA action here for Wednesday night. And, Pacers drawing favoritism, and moving higher here as the market has been going. This one opened around 4.5 and now is up to 6.5. Pacers come in with a 4-3 record right now. 4-3 also against the spread. For Utah, they're just 2-6 right now, straight up to start the season. 3-5 against the number. These two teams have combined to go 12-3 to the over so far this season. You see the spread, the total. I'm going to update it. I mean, it's definitely gone down. You're seeing some push, some buyback. Usually these type of moves have been right. Quite frankly, I'm showing it down to as low as 242 right now. And these are the games where I've tried to, uh, you know, now I want to buy in. So maybe there should be a caution flag coming up right now, because all of a sudden this is a matchup that I look at where maybe I was trying to beat this one to the under a little bit. But I'm ready to convert to the over, and now the sharps are pulling back on the under. This is where I'm supposed to be better at interpreting this, but I don't see any other way for these two teams, given what we've seen so far. I feel like it's going to be another skyrocketing contest. Right. Well, that's just it. Again, I got to take my drugs for recency bias, because I just got burned by the Pacers, and then I'm seeing them again here. Not so much, I want to say, giving in to this over pressure in the league so far, but I'm looking at them playing the Utah Jazz, and I'm like, like I just said, these two teams are just all, no defensa. So I'm, kind of ready to get. I'm ready to, smash the over all of a sudden. Maybe I'm getting a discount. Just tough because right, the sharps are pulling this one back down. It went as high as 244. The sharps have been doing a very good job so far. Maybe I've been a little behind the curve on them. I'm not sure why I'm not. And again, I'm not trying to give away any secrets here. I'm a sports handicapper. Your exit might take you to a different neighborhood than me. Um, there are people who know more than me out there, and I kind of follow their lead. I don't know who they are. I just track the market. All right. For me, yeah, maybe a look at the dog here now that it gets up to 6.5. Can the Pacers really, as good of a job as the Pacers are, doing right? I say it because 4-3. That's pretty good, I would say at this point. Um, all right. I'm going over here. I'm changing course. I hope I'm not late for the bus here on this one, but I'm going to go over with Chaz and the Pacers. I guess I should say late for the IndyCar or something. Late for my Uber. All right, here's a good game, I would think, for sure. Just a very intriguing matchup with the Spurs going up against the Knicks here. Don't want to trust the Knicks necessarily to lay 9 points against the Spurs. Yeah, we've seen some disasters with the Spurs so far, but it feels like the more time on court, the more experience that maybe they can avoid the games getting away from them. Now, the move looks to be on the Knicks. There's no doubt about it. It's up to 10 already. We'll update it here, and the total's moved under to 222. So, Knicks have, looked pretty nice so far, no doubt. But the Pacers, yeah, they did look terrible in a few games so far. Look, they're just 3-4, 3-4 against the spread. The Knicks are actually covering numbers despite their 3-4 record. They're 4-2-1 against the spread. Just a huge contrast. So as far as the type of style that is being played necessarily by the teams, because the Spurs, they're learning, they're young, they really don't have much defensively, and they're willing to work around that to try to get them. And I'm sure that's why they've ended up on the short end of such one-sided scores. But they are 6-1 to the over so far, while the Knicks are 1-6 to the under. I don't know where that leaves you necessarily, but man, it does bother me that this total is moving down, because I would think in a contrast like this, that it would favor the higher tempoed style. The way I see it. Final. Let's see what you guys have to say. Terrell C. He says New York and under. This is the move this morning. Is New York and under. That is what the that's kind of what the sharps are doing right now. I would say. And I'm not. I don't know if I buy it. Fernando's going over. That's what I'm thinking as well. I kind of want to go over. Uh, the sharp action might say the Knicks here with that move. I just want to trust the Spurs to try to, that maybe they can get in the number here. Yeah, okay, Vassal situation has been of concern, especially with the Spurs. I mean, you need everything right now, and certainly and Johnson also has an issue here coming in. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Chad. This guy seems to be something special, and I'm sure, yeah. I mean, you're all probably nervous every game, to a certain extent. But man, he just seems cool. He seems cool to me. I'm, you know, I'm hanging my I'm hanging my reputation on the line here that this man is a can't miss superstar. Whatever, not immediately. Look, there'll be issues. Like I said, Wemby, it could be tonight. Wemby will have another 3-point game, or whatever it was. He's been fine. He's been great. He's had a monster game already in this one. And he's got a tough match. I mean, Randall will be knocking him around for sure here, or that's the thing going up against the Knicks right now. And the difference necessarily, and I understand why everyone's kind of going under a little bit, but um, the Knicks are playing pretty good defense, especially in the front court. Probably not RJ, but but uh, and Brunson too. So, and the Spurs don't have anything necessarily defensively. Zach Collins does an okay job, but I'll take the over. I'm going to take the over. I think when these styles meet, we'll see. Give me the over. Wembanyama, and then even people may saying, "Oh well, we're even shortening his name to Wem." Not I'm not making fun of Terrell or anything like that. Talking about saying Wemby, I think I want to say Wemby. Why not? Um, they said, well, they don't say. No one says Anta. No, we say Giannis, and I like saying Antetokounmpo, and I like saying Wembanyama. But I like saying Wemby. I mean, this guy is like Charo. He's like a one name Pele. He's got a one name. All right, give me the over. Clippers and Nets. Hey, I've got this as a good game. I don't know about you guys. You're with me every day. I feel like I'm, putting us on the Nets in enough spots here so far. I said earlier, the Nets are doing things right. This is the way you want to do it. You'll see results. The Nets are 3-4 right now. They're also 6-1 against the spread, and they're getting points again at home tonight against the Clippers, who are going to, they're going to take days on, they're going to take days off, whatever. We'll see. I'm not talking about necessarily missing who's in, who's out for tonight. I'm just talking about the Nets right now. We're getting points at home. This feels like a great spot to be on the Nets here. Kind of want to do it as a premium, even. Um, I might do it as a premium. Let's see what you guys are on in the chat, because feels like a net spot here. Chad says let's roll with them in this one. And Thomas likes the Nets here. So does John Holland today. Hello and thank you, sir, for coming. So solo here on the Nets, and Fernando's on the Clippers. That's fine. So I'm feeling it right now. I think Clippers. coming into this one. Interestingly, averaging just 117 points per game here. Black Call Bully on the Clippers. Thomas is on the Nets. I'm like probably Nets money line, whatever. Here, I'm just wondering if I can go with the under as my play, because I kind of prefer that Nets spot tonight, and I might want to reserve it here, and maybe it'll be a premium, maybe it won't. So support me with my premium selections. That's how you do it, right? You're not just on buying the picks, you guys. That's how I come on here every day, make sure we keep things rolling. And if you like the show, and appreciate you guys today, great turnout, really excited. Okay, let me do it. I'm going to give out the under because I don't know if I can not take my Nets right now the way they're covering. I mean, I'm not saying that you guys need to back me up or say anything to anybody new here. I mean, I feel like we've been on the Nets. That's what I've been saying. You guys know I'm a uh, uh, fan of the owner, and I think that he'll do the right thing. I think he got excited, getting a team, want to get a bunch of high priced guys, thought he could make a big splash, guys loaded, and thought, get expensive players, and he'll learn his lesson. He'll learn his lesson. They'll get it done. Not going to win a title or whatever, but they're going to make us money, man. They're going to make us money, and Terrell says it. All right. Well, speaking of making money, the Suns are going to take on the Bulls. So far, the Bulls haven't been about making money. We know that it's been a rough start, but they're in a matchup here against the Suns. Both teams have 3 victories. We know the Suns have had, been beset by some personnel issues here with the injuries to start the season. The Bulls' problems have been more with each other, apparently. But I don't know. They still should have a okay spot here, I would think, against the Suns. And what's the number right now? The Bulls 1, and the total down to 220 or so here in this one. And I might not have given out the best line in that Clippers game, but I don't think I gave out if I gave out the under, it might actually be a little bit higher now. So I'm not too worried about it. All right. Suns here and the Bulls. So, like I said, for the Suns coming in with that 3-4 record, 4-3 against the spread. These teams kind of nondescript right now as far as their spread. If you just generally look at the spread, right, you see the Suns are 4-3. Yeah, the Bulls, they are, pardon me, 2-6 to the number, but. Uh, I'm gonna end up on the Bulls here. It feels like somehow. I just kind of respect what I'm seeing in the market. The Suns, maybe the spot here for them. Let's see what you guys have to say. I don't like saying this is the spot when I don't even know what the spot is. All right, Luis is on the Suns, and checking Bradley. The status here. Can these Suns get healthy? That's been kind of the issue certainly right now. The 2 stars have been out. It does feel like Booker still is going to be out, but yeah, Beal and his back are questionable now. But man, I might be with Jimmy here in this one, taking the Bulls in this one. Solo's on the Suns. However, Ferner is going to go over. Blackhall does not want any part of it. All right. Well, I'm going to take the Bulls. I don't think I could recommend them as a premium. Everybody laugh. And they're not covering numbers right now, but I'm going to just try the Bulls. I got to get it together right now. We am seeing some market action on the Bulls that is impressive to me. So can't really base it on the numbers here. If I could sell you maybe a little bit on the matchups, I certainly would do so. I would think DeMar probably in a pretty good situation today against KBD, and Vooch. I think Vooch probably can roll actually against Nurkic in this one. I think he could dominate actually that matchup both ways tonight. At least get the better of him, get the better number. He'll achieve his numbers better than Nurkic will get to his numbers. I like the matchup for Vooch. Kobe White certainly still. I think he'll have a pretty good matchup as well. Meanwhile, for the Suns, depending on if Beal's in there. Uh, oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. No answer for Katie. You don't expect Torrey Craig to do anything about that, and even KD can uh, slow Craig, slow whoever else down in there. Oh no, Nathan, I can't sell you. Are people humping up on the Bulls? I'm going to get off them then because I thought I was the one trying. I'm buying very low here today. This is it. I mean, I feel like nobody wants the Bulls, so uh, I might be out of the loop actually. The way you're phrasing it here, brother, because nobody likes. I thought nobody likes these Bulls, and that's why I wanted to be on them. Actually, I wanted to be totally contrarian here a little bit. So, okay, there's certainly issues here as well on some of the injury front with these teams, as you said, with the Suns right now. So, they're a little bit of status if we can get Beal updated, but okay, now Darren will lay a little bit of get a little bit of plus money. System play. Los Angeles Lakers are going to take on the Houston Rockets, and boy, the front office had their day planned on election day to spend time hearing from LeBron and the Lakers complaining about the calls. Yeah, LeBron was mashed in the face, and the refs didn't call it, no doubt. They probably even owe him an apology for that one, but still not a great look for the Lakers complaining about the officiating here and now going on the road. And, LeBron is somebody who would look at this number and would say, "Are you kidding me? 2.5? Bet the I'd bet one of the houses on us to beat the Rockets." The problem is LeBron doesn't interpret the news very well here. Good guy, he's done a lot for a lot of people. I'm not one of those, but LeBron a little bit naive when it comes to the reality that is some of the things that can happen. The reason why LeBron, you're having some of the issues is you can't jump quite as high anymore, and you're not quite as athletic anymore. You're a specimen. LeBron James is still awesome to whatever he's doing, but when they're not rebounding at all, right? They're it's and Davis too, and Davis's status. I mean, is he on the injured list right now? Let me see. I mean, I was reading the talk. Is he officially on the injured list today? As far as the designation, at least, yeah, questionable with a hip. So the Lakers look to me like they're coming in, already having some issues here. Okay, all of a sudden, right? It's been an okay start. Um, Consider right. I mean, I'm sure that everybody. Okay, yeah, expectations are win a championship or whatever. Realistically, expectations are come on, Lakers, try to get above 500 early on. Let's not make it like last year. Well, they're 3-4, and good on the Rockets, right? I mean, um, it looked really bad, but and I have concerns because I want the Rockets to be good. I want them to even be better than this. Uh, the matchup is good here. I mean, don't underestimate what Fred could do in this game. I would think against D'Lo here. I would think, for Fred, this is a great matchup, and also for Smith. If LeBron's all bent out of shape, man, I mean LeBron's not. He's. I love him. I love him, man. I hope he can come through. I hope he can be ready when the playoffs come. I hope he can win games on the road. Whatever. I hope so, but Davis, if he's bummed up at all, uh, I don't know. I don't know. You said right there, hey, how about our man Sengun? He can mix it up defensively with AD, right? You gotta watch out for this guy. So you know who I'm on in this game, man. I'm taking the Rockets. We'll take them right here on the show. Let's go. Rockets gonna win this game. Gonna shock the world tonight. They're only a 2.5 point dog, and there is some threes out there right now. It was as high as 4, so maybe the move is on the Rockets here slightly. Maybe it's sharp. Maybe it's not. Maybe we're all going to make fun of the Lakers tonight. Um, I don't want to, but I'm gonna. Cavaliers and Thunder NBA action. This one is for Wednesday. Uh, hey, two teams that we'd love to bet on. Certainly here with the Cavs and the Thunder. Not this year for the Cavs, but we've had our successes with them before. When can we start to look to get on them here a little bit? Yeah, they started the season a little bit injured, so still just 2-5 against the number so far. While the Thunder, there's been no status change with the Thunder, you guys. If anything, it's even better this year. And we're getting points at home with the Thunder. Oh boy, that seems kind of juicy. They're already 5-2 against the spread so far, and they are what? So I would think you want to look to the Thunder. Look at the Cavs are great defensively. I'm trying to find a way. Maybe I could go with the total here. I don't know if I could play the Thunder as a premium in this spot because man, the Cavs. What are the defensive numbers look like for the Cavs here? Um, okay, probably number 2. Do you think? No, maybe pretty good, but they're a team definitely going to hang their hat on the defensive side. Only Minnesota's been strong defensively too so far. They've been, of course, a big surprise because of their defensive numbers thus far. But man, up and down this order here for the uh, Cavaliers, they got guys who are really doing it so far. They are. It's a coin. I can't say that word. I think it's a. I think it's a trademark. So you guys can say it. I'm not going to say it anymore. That is a trademark. I believe it now a trademark word. I don't know if it was the other channel or if it's something on T-shirts. If I'm okay, Chad. Well, all right. I guess so. I'm not gonna. I came on kind of thinking I was going to go with the total because uh, I have some concerns maybe with taking maybe in a premium right now because I just think the Cavs at any moment will be able to beat you. Um, and I wasn't necessarily sure because I know that there are going to be bettors that are going to think over here. This one had an opening number as high as 235. It might have been rogue. I think the general opener was 229, and now we're seeing it all the way down here to 227, 228 or so. Let's see, what did I say? 229 and a half. I think we should update that at least to a different number for the purpose of the show and show where that move is going a little bit here. Yeah, it's down to 2. So there's a move to the Thunder here, and like I said, I come on here and I'd make up a lot of stories, right? Uh, I don't want to call it even satire. The LeBron thing is real, and these injuries are real. Lou Dort also. I think Lou Dort has a injury designation for the Thunder. Let me take a look at that. He is questionable with a hip injury. That would seem to be the most significant for me coming in right here. Cavaliers have some bench players who will be out of this one. It looks like as many as 3 players, Merrill, Jerome, and Okoro out. Lack of depth here, but Also, the Thunder with a couple of injuries here too. I don't know if it could affect that total actually. And I kind of came on here intending to talk about the over, but seeing some that sharp action on the under here to keep pushing this down. Further investigation will be needed. I'll take the Thunder here again to keep it going right now. The Detroit Pistons are at the Milwaukee Bucks, division rivals here in this one, with the Bucks favored by a dozen, 227. They've not been watching so far our Detroit Pistons. Sure, the Pistons are 2-6 so far, but they have a cover in there, 3-5 ATS. As far as the Bucks are concerned, they're awful against the spread, and they're going to continue to lay this tax all season long. We're going to fade them a lot, no doubt about it. They're playing for a championship. Then we're going to have any kind of blowout intentions. Okay, maybe a division. Let's get these Pistons, man. They're really pestering us. Or whatever. I'm not going to be interested at all. I'm sure in the Bucks laying double digits. They're already 1-5 against the spread so far, matched up with that 4-2 record. Okay, there'll be some games I guess they'll win by 38 points, and we'll be laughing at losing a game like that. But a dozen points against a team that's 1-5 against the spread. I don't know if you want to break down and talk about any personnel or anything like that in this game, or how we can get there with the Pistons. How we're going to get there is the fact that that's too many points against a Pistons team that we kind of, I think I'm still encouraged. I don't have a problem at this point. Yeah, Duran is going to be looks like game time decision here. Maybe we could take a look at the status here. I mean, he's a player you'd like to have in there, certainly, but just pop in that injury report. Difficult matchup for some of these Pistons for sure. I would think in the backcourt, look, Lillard's playing pretty good. He's looking like he's really interested right now. He's playing pretty aggressive. Beasley's doing a nice job as well here. We'll watch, excuse me. I don't know if you guys, God, what's the one brother's name? I give the Stuart Thompson. Watch for him in this matchup against Crowder. I mean, Crowder's lost a step. He's not in there, and this guy can play defense too. So a lot of injuries here for the Pistons. A lot of injuries, right? And Chad says it right here. It is a big problem. I'm sure that's why we're seeing that big number as well. But look, there's some guys in there. I think still got Isaiah Stewart. Still going to get production from Cunningham. I just think that it's a good matchup with Lillard. I would think, right? And right, Thomas, right? Is that because of the way that the team is set up? I'm thinking, or I don't know. Agree wholeheartedly, Chad. No doubt about the Thompson twins. Hold me now. Hold my heart. All right. I'm taking them. I'm into that injury situation. I mean, these guys are out, no doubt about it. But I've got to take the Pistons right now. Bucks not to cover any numbers, and I'm going to try the Pistons here. Keep that Bucks streak going. Terrell says they will blow them out. I understand, Terrell, but 1-5 spread record this year, so it's only happened the one time apparently. So this season, and again, certainly a do factor. The one thing that some of the talking heads about this game have already said that this would be the type of opponent that the Bucks would be more motivated in blowing out. I mean, in a game that they could score a blowout, this might be the one type of game that they would. They tried to profess it as kind of maybe a rivalry a little bit, which would be a big compliment to the Pistons right now. Actually, Pistons just 2-6, no doubt. And yeah, no doubt. All right. All right, a couple of struggling clubs when the Heat take on the Grizzlies. The Heat have 3 wins so far, but the Grizzlies 1-6. They've been one of the biggest disappointments so far. And well, when you have your star player being the biggest disappointment in the whole league, maybe it was inevitable. We expected maybe the Grizzlies to uh, perk it up a little bit, perk it up, if you will, perky, and pick up the slack, but it didn't help that you had some other key players injured as well, and their reputation as a solid, good team has cost them at the window. They're not getting their numbers at all, but fortunately, they're playing the Heat, and for the Heat's 3-4 record, they have a 1-6 spread record so far this season, the worst in the league. And here they are, favorite on the road. Everybody knows nobody wants to bet on the Heat. Almost want to trust the Grizzlies more, even as terrible as they've been, because the Heat feel like the absolute money burners of the league so far. Now, it should be a pretty good matchup for the Heat guards, I would think, here with Lowry, with Hero. Hero he's back. I mean, I don't know, but where you been, Hero? Man, this guy disappears for like weeks at a time and then shows up. Yeah, he's had injuries here and there. So, what's up with Jimmy Buckets, you guys? Is his status truly in doubt? That's another factor today. I mean, if anything, he's got to be, feels like the one of the major concerns, but he's probable. So is Bam. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, Jimmy's going to light it up, I'm sure, and have a big game. But I've still got, I would think, Jackson for the Grizz. I would think, well, um, I don't know. Not, I can't really talk up too much about Biombo's matchup. So I'm gonna still, I want to try the Grizzlies because of the miserable Heat, money burning Heat, and think that the Grizzlies can find a way. They're gonna need a win here pretty much to get the money. Here come your plays. I mean, I would think Butler. I'm concerned a little bit. It has an injury. It's not gonna. They're not gonna take down his number a little bit because of it. But I would think. I mean, I don't know. To me, Memphis is supposed to be a good defensive team, but um, Zaire Williams, he's been getting dominated pretty much by all of his opponents so far this season. Uh, it seems like, right? I mean, one of the and so has Smart. I mean, Smart. What's happened to Smart? I mean, Smart. Uh, does he walk up the court? Does he? He doesn't. Does he? I don't know what's going on with him right now. I don't want to talk down too much on these guys because I'm taking the Grizzlies here against a miserable Heat in this one. They are the reason, but the Heat of the to me. Uh, I keep standings via spread records, so I've got the Grizzlies a little bit ahead of the Heat, and I got them at home. Now that's not the handicap. I know what you're saying. That's kind of my handicap, but uh, no doubt, I know that those Heat guards can go off tonight. Pelicans and Timberwolves. NBA action for Wednesday. Timberwolves, they're laying kind of a big number at home here for a team that I don't know if they're overwhelming so far. They're 4-2 straight up, 4-2 against the number of the Pelicans, 4-3 with a 4-3 spread record. So that might be a little bit of a big number here on the road. Let's see what the line. There has been a move here, so let me take a look. Two, no. Saw the opener. Here it is. Okay, so the opener was as high as 223 and a half, and these are the type of moves that definitely have been scoring this season. Talking about that sharp action a little bit. Usually, when I'm better at sifting through and finding us some winners here, and I feel like it's only I want to try another under here, you guys. Now, here's the thing. Now, the lower totals have For some reason, the lower totals have been going under and the higher totals have been going over. That is a generalization. I don't have the stats here. There are stats available. Maybe that will be my research for tomorrow. Today was the college basketball. But I'm going to end up taking the under here in this game. My lean is going to be to the Pelicans. I don't know what you guys are up to in this one. Let's take a look. Here come your plays. Thank you, guys. Well, that's what I'm waiting, right, Mike? But again, here. It is. I was talking about that game earlier, and here it is. I'm switching. So I hope that isn't the. If I'm making the wrong turn, if I'm taking the wrong fork in the road, because now all of a sudden there's some of those overs. I'm buying into it. I'm tired of you know 50-50 and not being on those hot overs. Not a lot of good shooting in the matchup, says Terrell here in this one with the Pelicans and the Timberwolves. Okay, for me, I have the up arrow on some of these Pelicans players, and I think that's why I'm leaning towards them today. Look, one guy you have to be impressed with so far is Jordan Hawkins. He had the 31 points the other night. He's looked real good, and as great a player as Mike Conley was, I'm not so sure right now. So watch, I think, Jordan Hawkins tonight. Valanciunas against Rudy Gobert. I mean, that's a mismatch. I mean, that's to me. I would think that Valanciunas will get the best. Yeah, I mean, Gobert will get his numbers. Maybe they'll actually end up close, but I just think especially when you need a performance on the road, I think Valanciunas will outperform Gobert tonight as one of the key matchups in the game. I would be concerned. I do want to make sure Herbert Jones make sure he's not. What is his status here? He is questionable in this one. And of course, we know CJ is out. So Pelicans was a lean here, I think, for me. And hope Herbert Jones could make it. But let's see here. Considered questionable. So he's doing pretty well, no doubt about it. And, also top-notch defender. I mean, if Herbert Jones is in there, look, I'm a Jaden McDaniels fan. He finally made his debut last week, and he's in there looking okay right now. But I mean, he won't be able to do much against Jones. So I'll take the under in this one. And Ferner disagrees on the total, but looks like we're both on the Pelicans. Looks like we're not quite in stride there. But thank you, Ferner. Always appreciated and noted. Big card here, you guys. We got the Raptors going up against the Mavs in this one. And, well, maybe the Mavs have found a spot, maybe even a spot I can back the Mavs in right now. Look, I mean, I've been down on them, so maybe this is one of the teams that's cost me a little bit with their great start. They're 6-1, but just 4-3 so far against the spread. Raptors also 4-3 against the spread thus far, but does feel maybe like Dallas. I know no one wants to trust Dallas necessarily as a favorite. Maybe if there's one game I was going to do it. This might be the one here. Total at 227. Oh boy, that's still climbing. Wow, 227, huh? I'm not feeling that necessarily. I'm going to end up on a favorite here. I'm not giving out too many favorites today, am I? This is going to be one of them. I've got Dallas in this matchup to cover against the Raptors. I would think trend wise, like I said, Mavericks 6-1 straight up, 4-3 to the number, while Raptors do have an extra. They are 4 covers with just 3 victories, so they've done a nice job. Maybe it's mostly in the matchup for me here in this game. I mean, Luca actually, I don't know. It doesn't matter with Luca. He'll own it, and it's going to be a tough number to cover. I like the total, so I'm going to go with the side here and give out the Mavericks. Here's Ferner. Right, that's another issue here for the Raptors, maybe on the road. Some issues necessarily. So far, though, let me take a look. Yeah, and watch for Lively today also. All right. Mavs 3-2 has a favorite. Toronto 2-2. ATS is a dog. Talking about against the spread there for the Mavericks. All right. Yeah, interesting. Dallas line started at 8 here. I never saw that. I've really only seen as high as 6, and I've seen 6 and 5. So let me mark that down on my line sheet. Uh, I could have missed. I know everybody's talking about how early those lines did come out. It even caught me by surprise a little bit because they came out on Monday. So even I was a little bit behind. We had all that college hoop on Monday. So thanks a lot. I'm going to take Dallas. I got a favorite here. All right, the Trailblazers and the Kings, a matchup here. Kings favored this one now by 8, and the total is at 220, 220 and a half or 221. But I think the Kings are definitely an 8-point favorite now, no matter where you look. All right. Uh, so far, been a slow start for the Kings, and maybe we're back to being the Kings again. I mean, we're supposed to be, yeah, we have our best player injured, so that does weigh a little bit. We're still laying kind of some Kings prices here to a certain extent. Despite a 2-4 record, they are 3-3 to the number, and the Blazers 3-4 straight up, 3-4 against the spread. Is that better than maybe what I guess against the spread? You don't want to be ever under 500 because you are underachieving, but the way it started seems so disastrous, and the way they've kind of picked it up a little bit has been impressive to uh, so far. So especially with Brogdon uh, doing a pretty terrific job, no doubt, and I would think against uh, uh, against the Kings, it'd probably be a pretty good matchup for him here. Um, Against their backcourt. Mitchell probably. So I've got to try the points. I mean, I don't think the Kings are blowing anybody out right now at this point. Sabonis and Aiton, well, that might be kind of a neutral. I'm sure Sabonis will get the best of him, but I don't think he'll overachieve in his production here tonight to make it worthy of covering this big number if you're the Kings right now. I'm going to probably end up on the Blazers here, plus the 7.5, 8 points. And, Fox is out. We know that. But, we know the Blazers' young star is out too. Difference in those young stars at this point. We know that Simons is, far from developing, and Fox is downright near big star in the league, one of the most underrated stars probably in the league. So the young good players for the Blazers are out, and Robert Williams as well out. So some big players are out for this one, but I don't think the Kings are covering numbers. That's all there is to it right now. Brogdon can keep us in this game here. I imagine I was leaning under. We'll see what happens. Jimmy does want the over here. In this one, I'll just take the Blazers tonight. Well, we had a big game in the East. We got a big game in the West with the Warriors and the Nuggets. And Steph Curry is where I would start in this game. Look, it's probably not a good matchup at all for Steph, considering where right now the start that he had, the fact that maybe we thought, could Steph be losing just a notch here? No, come on. He's got to MVP type start, but he's got a matchup against Reggie Jackson here tonight. That's going to be difficult enough without, Jamal Murray in the lineup. That does change things dramatically here in this matchup. The Nuggets still favored. I don't know, as if Murray was playing. It feels like, doesn't it? Shouldn't be. Let's see what you guys got. Mike maybe wants to go over in this one. Bobby's on the Nuggets. Steph to go over. And I mean, it's just been. I don't know. I mean, to me, Thomas, I might fade Steph here to a certain extent, and Murray being out, maybe okay. What would the Nuggets be? Would they be a 5, 6 point favorite if Murray was in there, or has the necessary adjustment taken place? Remember, the Warriors are 6-2 coming in. They're not dealing with some slow starts in the past. We've got chemistry issues. We're fighting them. No, it's all kumbaya with the Warriors, and they're four. Are they 4-4 against the spread because of the Warriors? Yeah. Can you get them as a dog today? Here, that might be more interesting to a certain extent, right? The Nuggets are 7-1 straight up, but 5-3 against the spread so far. These teams are definitely playing to some unders. 6-10 to the under combined so far this season. So let's see. I think the total is moving down here right now. We're seeing a little bit of movement to 227, and Jimmy says right there he's got the over. I'm going to update the line right now to 227. I think because of this line movement here. So I don't know. Is it Jamal uh, Murray injury being overlooked by the public, by the odds makers? Am I missing the uh, point here on this line at -4? Would it be -5? Would it be -6 with Jamal Murray in the lineup against a Warriors team here who definitely are playing well? And this has to be looked at as a top flight matchup to a certain extent here tonight. Mm-hmm. And it feels like to me, if anything, uh, the sharps have been on Denver here. They're not afraid. So I'll be on the Nuggets here today, laying these points even without Jamal Murray. I'm playing the spot here for Denver tonight, and might I think the public may lean towards the Warriors. Curry, this start has been near MVP like, if not MVP like so far for him, and I'm sure he can continue this pace up. Hopefully, he stays healthy and all that. We take the Nuggets here tonight. Like Chad says, it's a big difference still right now, and is there motivation though in games like these? After all, this isn't the in-season tournament.